Spiritual practice can potentially become a source of delusion if you are not careful about your motivation or sincere in your practice. We have a reason why the Bhagavad Gita recommends Gnana, Karma, and Bhakti Yogas for worldly people rather than the austere sannyas yoga. Half-hearted spiritual practice will give you the illusion of being involved and self-important, but will lead you nowhere. You will be just moving in circles without reaching your goal. Any spiritual practice in which you do not involve your heart and soul is a mere worldly activity. Many people do not realize it. They focus upon the methods rather than the change that needs to be made in their thinking and outlook. They focus upon their teachers and their nearness to them rather than their teachings. As a result, they develop more worldly attachment and bind themselves to either their teachers or their institutions. People may feel fascinated by spiritual life and the images of solemnity and serenity associated with it. But the truth is, there is nothing romantic about it. It's a very dull and hard life in which you have to deny many joys and pleasures of the world to cultivate the inwardness. Many people cannot genuinely practice it for long. They do not want to leave behind the world which they know, to pursue the world about which they have little knowledge. They may be excited about the prospect of salvation or inner peace, but do not possess the courage to take the plunge. Hence, many people immerse themselves in a make-believe spiritual effort that do not take them far, but gives them the illusion of practicing it. For your spiritual salvation and peace of mind, you do not have to travel to faraway places or spend time in retreats and meditation camps. You should aim to reduce your dependence upon the world and external props. You can develop the spiritual state of mind while engaged in your daily tasks. If you cannot do without company or a particular environment or setting, it means you are depending upon the world and continuing your involvement with it rather than becoming free from it. The purpose of spiritual effort should be to become free from your dependence and attachment with the external world and any group, movement, purpose, or teacher to which you are mentally drawn. Great masters like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Ramana Maharshi, Sri Aurobindo, and G.D. Krishnamurti, they had ordinary teachers. Yet, they scaled great heights because they had the readiness and the inclination to become enlightened. They also followed simple spiritual practices and waited for the light to shine in them. They had their own share of problems and enemies, but they developed the strength to deal with them. Therefore, if you are intent upon your spiritual development, you can accomplish a lot with a few simple practices, with just a fraction of the knowledge that you already know. You can go far on the spiritual path. You can choose to walk straight on it or move in circles around your spiritual goals to delay your journey.